Hello friends, now we will be continuing our lecture. Now I will take your revision from here till where we have studied. We have seen we have seen the we are seeing the Indian Contract Act 1872, and the first unit is nature of contract. Here the nature of contract is that what is the it means what is a contract. A contract is an agreement which is enforceable by law. See, and this is the definition. And what is the nature? Okay, we have seen what is a contract and we have to see what is the nature of the contract. See, the contract was formed on 25th April 1872 and it came in force on 1st September 1872. Okay, this act was passed by British Parliament and later on implemented on Indian Parliament. Okay, these are the nature of the contract, and we will proceed. See, this act is applicable to whole India, and this act has retrospect and this act do not have retrospective effect. It has prospective effect. Now we have seen the flowchart. Here there are what is the element of contract? Element of contract. See, there are total 10 elements of contract. One is lawful offer and acceptance. Second is intention to create legal relationship. Third is lawful consideration. Fourth is capacity to contract. Fifth is free consent. Sixth is lawful object. Seventh is agreement not expressly declared to be void. Eight is possible to perform. Ninth is legal formalities, and tenth is certainty. These are the certain elements of a contract. Okay, sorry, these are the essential of a valid contract, and there are certain elements of a contract. The one is agreement and second is enforceable by law. Okay, and there are types of contract. The types of contract, they are bifurcated on the basis of formation, creation. They are bifurcated. See, the contract are bifurcated on the basis of validity, on the basis of formation, and on the basis of performance. On the basis of validity, there are valid contract, void contract, voidable contract, illegal contract, unenforceable contract. And on the basis of formation, there are express contract, implied contract, and e-contract. And on the basis of performance, executed contract, executory contract, unilateral contract, and bilateral contract. After that, we have seen what is the introduction in the law of contract. See, we have seen what is the law. Why does we require law? We require law for providing strict rules and regulation in our country, so that there will be not be any chaos and any difficulty in the there will not be any difficulty in carrying on the process of our country. We have seen this introduction, and after we have seen what is a contract, this is the definition of the contract. And in here we have seen that there is the definition of agreement and also there is a definition of promise. Okay, and after that we have seen certain examples, and after we have seen difference between agreement and contract. Okay, and we have seen what are the essential elements to a valid contract as per section 10 and as not per section 10. Okay, we have seen this. Now we will proceed further. Okay, after that we have seen the what are the types of the contract. Okay, I have just explained right now what are the types of the contract and on how they are bifurcated. Okay, okay. Now we will see proposal or offer as per section 2A of the Indian Contract Act 1872. Okay. We will see what is the definition of offer or proposal. According to Section 2A of Indian Contract Act 1872, when one person signifies to another his willingness to do or to abstain from doing anything with a view to obtaining assent of that other to such act or abstinence, he is said to make a proposal. Okay, this is definition of offer or proposal. It is as per the section 2A. Okay, when one person signifies to another his willingness to do. See, when one person tells another person his willingness to do means what he is willing to do. Okay, or to abstain from doing anything means abstain means stopping from doing anything with a view to obtaining the assent of that other means providing in consideration to the other party of the other to such act or abstinence. For the such act or abstinence he is said to make a proposal. This is a proposal. Okay, see, there are example of the proposal. See, A proposes by letter to sell a house to B for rupees 25 lakh. See, A said to another person to that he want to sell his house to another person for 25 lakh. Means A promised to sell to B his house for rupees 25 lakh. A offers not to file a suit against B if B pays the balance amount of 50,000 outstanding. A promises to abstain from suing B. See, in this example, we have seen that A will not file a case against B if B pays his full amount back to the A. This is the promise made by A to B. Okay. We will proceed further. See, analysis of the above definition. See, the essential of proposal are essential of a proposal or offer are. Okay, the person making the proposal or the offer is called promiser or offerer. The person to whom offer is made is called offeree, and the person accepting the offer is called promisee or acceptor. For a valid offer, the party making it must express its willingness to do or not to do something. There must be an expression of willingness to do or not to do some act by the offerer. Example 31. A willing to sell his good at certain price to B. Okay, I have just taken this example now only. Now we will go to third point. The willingness must be expressed with a view to obtain the assent of the other party to whom offer is made. See, the willingness must be expressed with a view to obtain the assent of the other party to whom the offer is made. Means the willingness must be expressed. See, the willingness, one's will has to be expressed with a view to obtain any consideration from the other party to whom the offer is made. Example number 33. Where A tells B that he desires to marry by the end of 2019. It does not constitute an offer of marriage by A to B. Therefore, to constitute a valid offer, expression of willingness must be made to obtain the assent or acceptance of the other. Thus, if in the above example A further adds, "Will you marry me?" it will constitute an offer. See, here it has given that in this example it is given that A and is desired to marry B at the end of 2019. See, this is not an contract, sorry, this is not an offer. See, A is willing to marry B. This is an offer. There should be willingness to obtain any assent from the offerer, from the offeree. Okay, an offer can be positive as well as negative. Okay. Thus, doing is a positive act and not doing or abstinence is a negative act. Nonetheless, both these acts have the same effect in the eyes of law. See, offer can be positive as well as negative. See, offer can also be positive or negative. If they are doing the offer, if they are doing their offer, it is a positive. If they're not doing the offer, it is negative. But it is valid in eyes of law. Okay. Now, example number 34. A offers to sell his car to B for rupees 3 lakh is an act of doing. So, in this case, A is making an offer to B. Okay, I have just taken this example now only. Example number 35. When A asks B after his car met with an accident with B scooters not to go to court and he will pay the repair charges to B for the damage to B scooter, it is an act of not doing or abstinence. See, in this offer, A offer to B to not to do a contract. He not A offer B to not to go to the court for any damage made by A to B. He will A will indemnify B. Indemnify means that he will repay what the losses that B has suffered, so that A can so that there will be no any cases in court of law, so that A will be free from the uh, any legal penalty that court will file against A, so that A will repair the scooter of B. Okay. Now we'll see kinds of offer. One is how made, express offer, implied offer. To whom made, general offer, specific offer. Okay. No classification of offer. We will see what are the classification of offer. An offer can be classified as general offer, special or specific offer, cross offer, counter offer, standing or open or continuing offer. General offer. It is an offer made to public at large and hence anyone can accept and do the desired act. Carlyle versus Carbolic Smokeball Company. In terms of Section 8 of the Act, anyone performing the condition of the offer can be considered to have accepted the offer. Until the general offer is retracted or withdrawn, it can be accepted by anyone at any time as it is a continuing offer. We will see the case of Carlyle versus Carbolic Smokeball Company. See, what is a general offer? General offer is that offer which is made to the whole public as which is made to public as a whole. Okay. In this case, we will see that facts. In this famous case, Carbolic Smokeball Company advertising several newspapers that a reward of 100 would be given to any person who contracted influenza after using the smoke balls produced by the Carbolic Smoke Ball Company according to printed direction. One lady, Mrs. Carlyle, used the smoke ball as per the direction of company and even then suffered from influenza. Held she could recover the amount as by using the smoke ball, she had accepted the offer. See, in this case, the Carbolic Smokeball Company has provides some medicine for they have provide some medicine which will not affect the mis which will not see one Carbolic Smokeball Company had made they had made one medicine, and they had printed they have printed about that medicine, publishing about that medicine. See, Carbolic Smokeball Company have Carbolic Smokeball Company have. Okay, I will explain again. The Carbolic Smokeball Company have introduced one medicine, and they have published in newspaper that they have introduced this medicine, and anyone who will consume, they will not affected from influenza. But one lady consumed the medicine and affected the influenza, and she is uh, liable to get recovery from the company. See, when offer is made to general public and anyone who act accordingly, they can see if offer is made to general public as a whole, and if any person accept that offer and perform accordingly, it is called general offer. Now we will proceed with specific offer. When the offer is made to a specific or an uncertain person, it is known as specific offer. Specific offer can be accepted only by that specific person to whom the offer has been made. Example: A offers to sell his car to B at a certain cost. This is a specific offer. See, in specific offer, a offer is made to a certain person or a specific person so that the contract will be made. Now we will proceed with cross offer. When two parties exchange identical offers in ignorance at the time of each other's offer, the offers are called cross offers. There is no binding contract in such a case because offer made by a person cannot be construed as acceptance of another offer. See, if there is a cross offer means that if one person give offer to another person and another person also give the same offer to the another, that the same person, so that there will be a crossover. Now we will see the example number 37. If A makes a proposal to B to sell his car for 2 lakhs and B, without knowing the proposal of A, makes an offer to purchase the same car at 2 lakhs from A, it is not an acceptance as B was not aware of proposal made by A. It is only cross proposal, and when two persons make offer to each other, it cannot be treated as mutual acceptance. There is no binding contract in such a case. Okay, see here in this example, we see that A makes a proposal to B, okay, to sell his car for 2 lakhs, okay, and B, without knowing the proposal of A, makes an offer to purchase the same car at 2 lakhs, okay. See here, A is making promise to B that he is willing to sell his car to B at rupees 2 lakh, and B, in the other side, want to purchase that A's car for 2 lakhs, okay, and it is not an acceptance as B was not aware of proposal made by A. See here, B was not aware of the proposal that A had made, and B provide similar offer to A. It is only cross proposal, and when two persons make offer to each other, it cannot be treated as mutual acceptance. There is no binding contract in such a case. Okay, this is the example of the cross offer. Next, we will proceed with counter offer. When offeree offers to qualified acceptance of the offer subject to modification and variation in terms of original offer, he is said to have made a counter offer. Counter offer amounts to rejection of original offer. It is also called as conditional acceptance. Okay. So in counter offer, we see that when one person gives offer to another person, and that another person, sorry, I will explain the example. Say if A gives offer to B, and B, after he listening the offer, he provides some condition to that offer and changes that offer. So this is the counter offer from B side. Okay. Now we'll see the example number 38. A offers to sell his plot to B for rupees 10 lakh. B agrees to buy it for rupees 8 lakh. It amounts to counter offer. It will result in termination of the offer of A. If later on B agrees to buy the plot for rupees 10 lakh, A may refuse. See, in this example, we see that A offers to sell his plot to B for rupees 10 lakh. See, A offers to B to sell his plot for rupees 10 lakh. Okay. B agrees to buy it for 8 lakh. See, here B agrees to buy that house for rupees 8 lakh. It amounts to counter offer. It will result in termination of offer of A. Okay. If later on B agrees to buy the plot for rupees 10 lakh, A may refuse. Okay, now we'll proceed with point number E. Standing or continuing or open offer. An offer which is allowed to remain open for acceptance over a period of time is known as standing or continuing or open offer. Tenders that are invited for supply of good is a kind of standing offer. Okay, so I will be uh, and stop here, and we will proceed further in the next video. And now what we have studied, what we have learned, we will revise it. Okay. See, we have started with Indian Contract Act 1872. Okay, and we have seen what we are going to study. We are going to study the term agreement and contract. See, agreement means proposal. Sorry, agreement means offer plus proposal. It is agreement, and contract means agreement plus legal and enforceable by law. Okay, we will see the essential element of the contract. What are the essential element of the contract? First is lawful offer and acceptance. Second is intention to create legal relationship. Third is lawful consideration. Fourth is capacity to contract. Fifth is free consent. Sixth is lawful object. Seventh is express agreement not definitely declared to be void. Eight is possible to perform. Nine is legal formalities. 10 is certain. We will be clear about various types of contract. Okay, we will see here we will see what the various types of contract. Okay, understand the concept of offer and acceptance, rules of communication and revocation. Understand the concept of offer and acceptance and rule of communication and revocation thereof. We will see at the later stages. Okay, after we have seen this flow chart. Okay, we see the introduction of contract. We have seen what is contract, what is agreement, what is promise. We have seen certain examples. We have seen the differentiate between agreement and contract. We have seen essential or valid contract as per section 10 and not as per section 10. Okay, after that we have seen certain example in this also. After that, types of the contract. Okay, and after that we have after types of contract. Now in this lecture, in this video, we have seen in this video what we have seen proposal or offer of Indian Contract Act 1872. We have seen what is proposal and what is offer, and and at the end we have seen what are the types of offer. Okay, so thank you.